So, this is a story about how I and a whole lot of other people built 5 libraries in 1 month through the Buy India Library project. It's a story about Twitter, lightning rods, and spoons. So it all started on Twitter, where I follow a librarian from the UK named Ned Potter and another one from Denmark named Jan Holmquist. I've never met either of them in person, but the magic of the internet takes care of this for us. And they both follow someone else I've never met who's called Jaffney on Twitter, and she discovered that there's a charity in the UK, Good Gifts, that for £1,250 will build, fill with books, and staff with trained staff for 2 years a library in rural India. And Ned thought, wow, that's pretty rad. Maybe if he saved up his charitable giving money for a while, he could afford to endow a library. And I thought, I don't really have $2,000 lying around in my back pocket, but I have social networks in the first world. $2,000 is nothing. How hard could this be if we all work together? So the 3 of us and our friend Justin Henke, a librarian from Maine, decided to do that. We came up with a hashtag for Twitter, BuyALib, and I know you all have faithfully turned off your devices, but if you would like to join the conversation later on this hashtag, we invite you to do that. We set up a web page, buyindialibrary.wordpress.com, and a Facebook page. And on January 7th of this year, at the American Library Association conference in San Diego, we launched. This is a QR code that I taped to my badge. If you took a photo of it with a smartphone, it would take you straight to our blog. I handed them out to anyone who would take them so that they could be conversation pieces and raise awareness just walking around. Thank you, Janie. And over the next few weeks, we wrote 10 blog posts. 129 people discussed the project on Twitter with that hashtag, generating over 430 tweets. We lost count. 84 people became fans of our Facebook page, and the 4 of us collectively exchanged 216 emails to organize this project. And the result of this was that over that next few weeks, we had 100 donors. Mostly modest donations. The most common was £20. We had a few incredibly generous donors, including one anonymous donor that none of us had ever met before. And we had broke grad students chipping in their latte money. And out of those 100 donors, we raised £2,420. Almost $4,000 US, and almost twice what we needed to buy India a library. So we bought 5. There's one that's going to be a school library in Mysore, India. It's being constructed. It will be extra large. It will have extra books. It will have a newspaper subscription in addition to its trained staff for 2 years. And we also endowed at £100 a pop 4 donkey-drawn mobile libraries, which will be deployed somewhere in Africa. So what does this have to do with lightning rods? Well, this is a word cloud of some of the most common words that people used on the BuyALib hashtag over those few weeks. Thank, please, help, build, woot. But if you ask people who were part of it what they remember now, what words and themes stand out to them, they all say the same thing, and it's not any of these words, it's community. The world is full of ambient goodness looking for the power of an idea. If you stick a really good idea up into the ether that is social media, there is a community that is waiting to coalesce around that like lightning. People want to be part of a conversation. They want to be part of a community. They want to be part of something larger than themselves, and they want to feel empowered to change the world for the better. So what does this have to do with spoons? Well, back in December, my friend Andy Woodworth, who is one of those many amazing librarians from your state of New Jersey, was telling a story on his blog about a scene from the movie The Matrix, where Neo is going to visit the Oracle for the first time, and the waiting room is full of these little kids who are bending spoons with the power of their mind. And he gives them that Keanu Reeves look. Whoa. And he says, how do you do that? And this kid looks at him with big eyes and says, the secret to bending a spoon with your mind is to realize there is no spoon. And Andy told us this story to remind us that most of the obstacles that stand in our way are really obstacles of our own making. We think they're rules. We think that our boss has to tell us to do something, or there's some reason we can't do something. But in fact, the biggest reason is typically inside of us, and it's an assumption we've put out there without even realizing that we have. You don't need to be perfect to do good. We had about 90% of a plan when we launched the Buy India Library project, and you do have to have some place to channel the lightning from the first second you go live, but you don't need to know everything. You can make up some details on the fly. You don't need an institution backing you. It helps. There's a lot of things that are a lot easier if you have an institution, but I was unemployed at the time, and every single tool we used was free, was readily available, and required minimal technical knowledge. And you don't need permission. You don't need someone to tell you to make it happen. You don't need a boss. You don't need someone to say it's okay, because there is no spoon. And I was left after this project wondering, if it is so easy to change the world, why isn't everybody doing it? Thank you.